Please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and welcome to the South River Board of Education's Monday meeting of February. In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975 of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. On February 8, 2022, the notice was delivered to the office of the South River Borough Clerk and posted at the Board of Education Administration Building. On February 8, 2002, the notice was fax mailed to the following newspapers: Home News Tribune, Sentinel. On February 8, 2002, the notice was posted at the South River Borough Clerk's office. Mr. Kokoska, would you please call the roll?
Bezak.
Mr. Bezak has been excused.
Hudson.
Here.
Mrs. Bush has been excused.
Ms. Garza.
Here.
Ms. Stahl.
Here.
Mr. Nielsen.
Here.
Ms. Nadowski.
Here.
Ms. Manning.
Here.
Ms. Paschen.
Thank you. We have a quorum. So at this time, we are going to appoint our new board member, Jennifer Young Yao. And the South River Board of Education will be appointing her as a result of Mr. David Rochetar's resignation for the period of February 28, 2022 through the reorganization meeting of 2023. Mr. Kokoska, would you administer the oath of office, please?
You have to vote
We
on
have
it.
to pass a resolution.
Have to pass a resolution.
You can vote, you can swear her in and then approve her proceeding. She has been, the board's made its decision, but you don't have to do one before the other.
Do you have anyone here? Can you want to read something? Someone has to hold the Bible here. Now I'm going to keep social distance.
Oh, okay.
At least another week.
I'm going
That's
to
it.
follow the letter of the law.
Okay, so you can have that.
Okay, so put your right hand on the Bible, left hand. Perfect.
No, wrong.
Other way, Ken. Left to right.
Alright.
Left to
Right,
Right hand up.
yes.
I state your name.
I, Jennifer Young,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly
that I
swear
will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New
and I
Jersey,
will bear truth,
and I will bear true
faith, and allegiance
faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and this state
and the state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Jennifer
Do
Young,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member
for the office of member
of the
of
Board of Education,
the Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and I am not disqualified
as a voter pursuant
as a voter pursuant
RS
RS
19
19
4-1,
4-1,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to the conviction of a crime
due to the conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed in NJS
listed in NJS
18A
18A
12-1,
12-1,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You may take your seat up here with us.
I don't think the office for president is that long.
Would you call the roll, please, Mr. Kokoska?
You can entertain a motion if you want to formally fill the vacancy, just so that you have a matter of record for the board. It is not on your agenda.
Okay, so the South River Board of Education appoints Jennifer Young Yao as board member to fill the open seat as a result of Mr. David Rochetar's resignation from the period of February 28, 2022 through the reorganization meeting of 2023, and I so move.
Second by Nielsen.
Thank you.
All in favor? Is that okay, Chris?
That's okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Mazak?
Mr. Bazak's been excused.
Mr. Bunsen?
Here.
Mrs. Bush?
Mrs. Bush has been excused.
Ms. Byrne?
Here.
Ms. Lau?
Here.
Mr. Nielsen?
Here.
Ms. Sadowski?
Here.
We'll just one more. But I'm sorry, one more close.
Are they right there?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna put them on. Let's start again. Ms. Sadowski?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, Ms. Urbanic?
Yes.
Ms. Young-Jones?
Here.
We'll be next time around. So you're last. You should be first person. She has you.
It's okay.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next item on our agenda are the minutes.
No changes since Thursday's meeting.
Okay, board members, do you have any comments or questions on the minutes? If not, what is your pleasure on the minutes?
Move the minutes according to board policies.
We have a motion by Mr. Nielsen
Second.
and a second by Ms. Lell. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And our use of facilities?
No changes since Thursday.
Any questions, comments since Thursday? Any other thing arise? Seeing none, can we have a motion?
Nielsen, use of facilities in accordance with board policies.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen,
Second.
second by Ms. Sadowski. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. At this time, we will have Ms. Lell give our financial report.
Thank you. The Finance Committee recommends that the reports of the Board Secretary and the Treasurer of School Monies for December 2021 be approved, and I so move.
We have a motion by Ms. Lell,
Second.
second by Mr. Budzen. Any questions or comments on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, we are now going to hear from our Superintendent of Schools with her Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mrs. Urbanic. I want to begin today, it's not on the superintendent's report, but I just, as I was reflecting on tonight's agenda, it made me think about all of the things that we have that are so important to us as a community, as a small community, but also how much we are part of just a bigger, more global society. And I just feel like on behalf of the school district, I just want to just really wish for a quick and safe resolution to what's happening between Russia and the Ukraine, and let's hope that it can come to a quick and safe resolution soon. But back in our world here in South River, we do have some news regarding the mask mandate. We are making a change. We've already communicated to parents and to our community that as of March 7th, masks in the district will be optional, and that is for all of our students, our staff, and our visitors. We will still continue to have masks available in all of our schools, so that if you do opt to wear a mask and you forget one, or you've damaged yours during the school day, we will still have them readily available for any member of our school community that wants to continue to wear one. We're also working with families. Everybody has their unique circumstance, especially when it comes to health and safety. So any parent who really needs some special consideration or support, we continue to have our desk shields available, additional face shields. We continue to make provisions in classrooms as we need them. And please don't hesitate to reach out to your child's principal or school nurse, and we will work with you on whatever we need to do to meet your child's needs. Most recently, the CDC, as recent as Friday afternoon, this information came out. The CDC made their recommendation and their change to guidelines about masks on transportation, including school buses. School transportation is actually under the jurisdiction of a federal transportation department, which is why the mask mandate lift did not necessarily apply to school buses. We didn't say anything for a while. We sort of said, let's wait it out and see what happens in that regard. And sure enough, that has now been lifted. While that was lifted immediately, we are keeping masks on our buses until March 7th for the sake of consistency. And so that just really we don't confuse our children. Don't wear a mask here, but now wear a mask here. It's only a week, and now you don't need to wear it. It's just too confusing for our staff and our kids. So we are all masked until March 7th, and then we move to our optional. And please just continue to check that COVID tab on our district website. That's where the latest and greatest information is. It updates automatically. Many of those links, as they update directly on our website, so you get the latest and greatest information there. So please continue to keep reviewing that. As we monitor conditions, we may have to make some changes to what we've put in place. Tonight, the board is going to approve a change to our COVID considerations policy, which basically puts us in a position to say, this policy still exists as part of our policy guide, but it will be used as needed. So again, we are flexible because we do have to continue to meet the health needs of our community. So for now, this is where we are, and we're hoping that we'll stay in this trajectory. That would be great. Parent-teacher conferences. So today we opened up the parent portal for you to sign up for parent-teacher conferences electronically, and we hit a little bit of a challenge. That was a Genesis-based issue. Our tech department was working with Genesis throughout the day today. It's my understanding, as we last had a discussion on this, that the issue has been resolved. And so now you should be able to schedule your conferences as we have planned all along. And just remember that your scheduling conferences, primary, elementary, middle, and high school are all scheduling conferences right through the electronic parent system. No more calling the teacher, emailing the teacher, trying to find a form, sending back a form. It's all right there in your parent portal. And I included in my report our conference dates and times. Many of the items on our agenda for this month are facilities usage for upcoming events. We're so excited to have our dances back, to have our fun day for the summer, to have just many of the activities that we've really missed these last 2 years. And finally, the administrative team and I had a discussion this morning about moving forward with our curriculum fair this spring. If you remember, we had our curriculum fair, the last one we had was 2 years ago, before the pandemic. It was such an exciting community event. So we're hopeful that we can move forward and have that activity once again for this spring. We're excited about that. And finally, on my superintendent's report, we have our upcoming quality single accountability continual evaluation. That is what we call QSEC, and we have this evaluation that is conducted in all school districts every 3 years. This is our year. We have been working with a team, and we've really just been preparing to put together evidence in all of the categories that are evaluated. And we're ready. Our visit is in April, and we've already submitted a lot of documentation to the Department of Education towards the evaluation, but we feel ready and confident, and we look forward to being able to report the results of our QSAC evaluation after the fact. And so concludes my report.
Thank you very much. I just have one question with regard to the curriculum fair.
Sure.
Just trying to recall, did we have that in the evening also? Because I think I remember attending, and that would be the only way.
We did.
Yes.
It was in the evening, and it was right before a board meeting. We're looking at the calendar, and we're looking to do the same thing. Because if we have the curriculum fair before the Memorial Day weekend, It gives our custodial staff the opportunity to get everything cleaned up. It would be a challenge to have the curriculum fair and then hold school the following day. And also Fridays seem to be challenging for people to attend events. So we're looking at probably the Thursday before Memorial Day weekend, but we'll confirm that.
Okay.
Okay, good, I was just hoping for the evening. Okay, does anyone else have any questions or comments for the superintendent's report? Could I have a motion on the superintendent's report?
Nielsen moves the superintendent's report is read.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen,
Second.
second by Ms. Byrne. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So at this time, we are going to open up the meeting for the reception of visitors, and this is for agenda items only. There will be a portion at the end of the meeting that will be open to the public for any items of interest to the board. If you come to the microphone, please state your name and address, and please keep your comments to a 10-minute limit. So the public portion is open on the first call, on second call, and on third call. And we will close this public portion. The next item on the agenda is under President of the Board. It is a resolution for our board member who has resigned. At this time, I am going to turn this over to Ms. Lowe.
Thank you
Please.
very much. Resolution, whereas David Rushmore served as a member of the South River Board of Education from September 2019 through January 2022. And whereas David Rushmore served his community effectively and diligently.
Do over.
I thought I was pretty loud. Should I restart?
If you like.
I'll continue. So whereas David Rushtar served his community effectively and diligently by discharging any and all tasks assigned to him efficiently and maintained a high degree of interest in the educational welfare of the children. And whereas David Rushtar was instrumental in maintaining his responsibility to the Board of Education and played prominent roles as the chairperson for the School Community Relations Committee, Policy and Legislation Committee, and Vice Chairperson of the Safety and Risk Management Committee, School Community Relations Committee, and member of the Policy and Legislation Committee, Buildings and Grounds Committee, Safety and Risk Management Committee, Educational Foundation Liaison, Disproportionality Team Representative, and whereas the Board of Education at its public meeting of February 28, 2022, regrets the loss of this member and wishes him continued good health and success in the future, and wishes to make this resolution a matter of public record. And now, therefore, be it resolved that this resolution be adopted and spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to David Rushtar. Signed, Kenneth J. Kokoska, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanik, President.
Thank you very much. Do you mind if I go over there? Thank you very, very much. I think you all know that this decision to resign was made with a lot of thought, a lot of regret, because I had a great time. 2.5 years ago, this young Gil, I was you 2.5 years ago, and even a week or two before that, I sat there with a bunch of people and was interviewed, and that was rather stressful. And then I was honored, and I'm sure you are, to be selected by the board to fill the vacancy. So I wish you the best of luck. I should tell you that I hope the same thing happens to you that happened to me. I felt kind of like a fish out of water, but you all took me in. You helped me learn the ropes. You explained to me what a board member is, what a board member's responsibility is. It filled it filled a part of my life. It really did. It was something I enjoyed. I enjoyed not just the meetings, but the interactions with each of you, with Sylvia and her staff. I learned a lot. I remember telling all of you that my 4 daughters, and my oldest daughter here, Megan, who was a school teacher, that I thought the school system was a good system, but I didn't know much about it. I do know that at parent-teacher conferences, I met not one teacher that I was disappointed with. My girls got a good education. It wasn't until I got on the board and I really found out how good it really was and how much progress we've made over the years. What an excellent group we have here at the board, what an excellent group of administrators and teachers we have. And I think it's going to continue to improve. So, it's something that I had to do. I have an illness, and I don't want that illness to define me. I just have to make some adjustments to my life, my lifestyle. I have to avoid indoor kind of spaces for any length of time. But I'm looking forward to the warm weather, getting back on the golf course, see if I can swing at a golf club. I'm feeling better physically as time goes on. I don't know if you remember, I was using a cane the last time. Before it was a cane, it was a walker. Before a walker, it was a wheelchair. But I feel physically better. It's just that I have to be concerned about my vulnerabilities. This leaving the board is it's like a detour for me. I'm going to continue with my life. I'm not going to let it define me. I'll move on. And I wish you all the best. And again, thank you very, very much. I made some good friends here. I learned a lot. And thanks again. This means a lot to me. It really does.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave, thank you very much for your years of service. I remember when you did come to the board, everything that you just expressed is very, very honorable to us. I did not expect such a glowing statement from you about our staff, our administrators, but it is appreciated. You know how hard the work is that we do up here, and you will be missed. Not only did you learn things, but I personally learned a lot from you. And I want to thank you for that experience and for what you brought to this board. They say that whenever you leave someplace, you should leave nothing but good stuff, and you definitely did some good here and left some good. And at this time, I'm going to ask if any other board member has any other comments, and then we'll move our resolution and vote on it.
Dave, it was a privilege to sit next to you these last 2.5 years. Megan, you should be proud of your dad. He is a gentleman and a scholar, and he was definitely well liked on the board. He's shown that night when he sat out here with those other people. I mean, he was definitely above the rest of them, and it was great to have him here. I now consider him a friend, not just a board member. And Dave, if you need anything, I'm here in town. Just pick up the phone, and I'll be there for you. Okay? You and your sister should be very proud of your dad. That's it for me, Madam President.
Thank you.
Well, I won't say goodbye. I'll just say
See you later.
see you later.
All right, Dave.
Keep in touch.
Anyone else like to say anything to Dave?
Just want to say thank you for helping me when I started. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the phone calls and all the advice you gave me. So, thank you.
And you're not getting rid of me because we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Take care.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank you.
Good night.
Pleasure meeting you, Megan.
Ms. Lowe, would you like to move that resolution?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to move the resolution for Mr. David.
Thank you.
Washington.
Motion by Ms. Lowe, is there a
Second.
second? By Mr. Nielsen. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is passed. Thank you very much. That's all under the president of the board. We are now going to have Mr. Kokoska read our consent resolution.
The South River Board of Education, by means of a consent resolution, adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. Whereas the below list of resolutions are hereby adopted by said Board of Education in whole, as if the same were individually acted upon. In the finance, 8.1 through 8.18, instruction 9.1 through 9.7, negotiations 10.1, policy and legislation 11.1 to 11.3, human resources 12.1 through 12.24, and safety and risk 13.1 through 13.3.
Thank you. Can we have a motion on the consent resolution?
Nielsen.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen?
Second.
Second by Mr. Budzen. Are there any questions or any items that you need read separate or any abstentions on this? Seeing none, please. Oh, okay. Jennifer will be abstaining on the consent resolution. Okay. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Ms. Lau?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Ms. Young, Ms. Sadowski?
Yes.
Ms. Young Yao?
Abstain.
Mr. Raddick?
Yes. Thank you. The motion carries. We're now going to move on to our committee reports. And I just want to let the board know with regard to the committees, I kept it very simple, and wherever Dave was on a committee, I substituted Lisa. That's generally how we do things. We take whoever was the community relations, it used to be called something, it used to be called public affairs, and we move them to the next committee. So wherever you see Dave's name, Lisa will be on that committee, and whatever committees, Lisa, you are on, Jennifer, you will now be on. Okay? And that will be done by
Yes, we will.
Deb tomorrow?
Yes, we'll take care of that, and we'll send a new committee form to the board.
Okay, so starting next month, Jennifer and Lisa, you'll have new committees to report on. Okay, athletics, Mr. Budzen.
There's nothing on the agenda, just to report that the girls lost today and the boys are playing now, so I wish them luck. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Nielsen, buildings and grounds?
There's nothing new, but I would like to reread Mr. Balage's report, if you don't mind.
Oh,
This past month, there was one event that largely overshadowed all the contributions made by the maintenance team. That is the South River Primary School transformer failure. For the 10 days that the building was affected, our maintenance team worked tirelessly to ensure that the damage to our building system was kept to an absolute minimum. From using generator power for heat to keep critical areas from freezing, to draining boilers to prevent damage to the heating and building water systems. With the loss of building systems and extreme cold temperatures, it was necessary to closely monitor all aspects and areas of the building. Our custodial staff really stepped up and manned a 24-hour around-the-clock watch. The help of Pritchard staff was invaluable in helping to monitor and in preventing any further damage to the primary school. Special thanks to Mike Radigan and Tom Servan for all their efforts with this challenging project. And don't forget, folks, that was the week that we also had a foot of snow dump on us. So between the building and taking care of the sidewalks and parking lots and everything else, those gentlemen really did step up and did a great job. And we'd like to congratulate them and thank them for their dedication to the district. And that'll be it for that tonight, Madam President.
thank you. Ms. Lell, finance?
There are two additions that I would like to read this evening under finance. 8.17, addition approved contract Delaney Bus Company, Harris Convention Center Field Trip Transportation Service Provider for the 21-22 school year. And 8.18, addition contract Ben Schaefer, Recreation Inc., ESCNJ Co-op 2021-02 Trike Track Services Provider for the 21-22 school year. That is all I have.
Okay, thank you. And would you please continue with the instruction?
Yes. So
Thank you.
under instruction, I'd like to first go over, there was only one change. There was an additional 2 students added to the home instruction services. And then I'd like to go over a little bit of the monthly report. Normally, Ms. Bush goes over some highlights from Dr. Trevisano's instructional report. I'm not going to reiterate the New Jersey CUSAC information that was covered under the superintendent's report, but he did mention that the program of studies was going to be released to the students for the 22-23 school year, and the high school was proposing course placements based on prerequisite skills and abilities. There's going to be more opportunities to explore 21st century skills in a creative way. He mentioned how the New Jersey Department of Ed curricular mandates are underway, They're currently revising social studies, comprehensive health and PE, and the technology guides through our use of the Rubicon Atlas program. And then he went into how we're going to have district training for diversity, equity, and inclusion. The district has chosen to use the College of New Jersey in a workshop format for grades 6 through 12. And they also have partnered with Wellspring, which is a mental health provider. And all in all, he concluded the report by going over the Wall of Fame and how he's, I guess, in charge of the committee for the Wall of Fame as the administrator. And we have nominations that will be due by July 15th. So if anybody is interested in terms of nominating someone who serves as a role model for our students to complete the application. And that is all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Our next committee is negotiations. We had one item on the consent resolution on our agenda, and just to let everybody know, we have started negotiations with the SREA, and they are continuing. Policy and legislation, Mr. Goodson.
No new items since Monday.
Okay, thank you. Human Resources, Mr. Nielsen.
We have one new item tonight, Madam President. 12.24, addition approved, Shireen Zakhara, Special Education Paraprofessional 2021-2022 school year, and that's it.
Thank you. Safety and Risk Management, Ms. Sadowski.
Thank you, Mrs. Urbanek. There are no additional items since Thursday night's meeting.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Byrne, for your last school community relations report as the chair.
Okay, we do have a press release going off of what Ms. Lowell was saying. The Wall of Fame. The South River School District will once again be seeking nominations for individuals for selection to the South River High School Wall of Fame. South River High School, as an institution of learning, has educated people who have achieved superlative status within various fields of endeavor. As such, the purpose of the Wall of Fame shall be to identify these individuals and to recognize their stellar achievement and performance. These individuals and the subsequent recognition of their achievement shall serve as a role model for current and future South River High School students. The award is in no way limited to athletic achievement. A Wall of Fame is erected in the main corridor of the high school with the names of the recipients on plaques of recognition. I apologize, it's hard to speak with mouths. Nominees for the Wall of Fame will be considered based on the following criteria: attended and subsequently graduated from the South River High School, exhibits a high level of achievement in his or her field, possesses the qualities of a positive role model for the South River youth. The committee will consider all nominees based on the strengths of the candidates in the above areas. A maximum of 2 individuals may be inducted this year. If you know of any individual whom you believe meets the criteria for the nomination to the Wall of Fame, please visit our website at www.srivernj.org for a form. The deadline for submissions of nominations is July 15, 2022, and Mr. Trevisano is our contact person. And we have the middle school Students of the Month for January 2022. English Language Arts, Grade 6, Kevin Tran. Grade 7, Andrea Hernandez and Anna Antonini. Grade 8, Melina Esposito and Alyssa Costa. Math, Grade 6, Jeremiah Sanchez. Grade 7, Cristiano Moncada. Grade 8, Corinne Riga. Science, Grade 6, Vili Timiu, I apologize. Grade 7, Nicholas Guido. Grade 8, Rachel Simonovich. Social Studies, Grade 6, Ruby Fuentes. Grade 7, Tomas Ferrara. Grade 8, Sasabel Awad. English as a second language, we had just Grade 8, which is Jamie Lopez Macias. Physical Education, Grade 6, Delilah Telefair. Grade 7, Anthony Morocco. And Grade 8, Salsabel Awad. And for the cycle, grade 6, Avril Nunez, grade 7, Miranda Lizardo, and grade 8 is Evelyn Jimenez. And that is all I have for my final report.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our school board borough council liaison, Mr. Nielsen.
I actually had the opportunity to meet with him yesterday. We spoke briefly, and I told him that we are open now that the mandates are being lifted to working together with him and hopefully getting some rec programs back up here into our school so our children have something to do this summer. We were looking out. He said his March meeting, of course they're at their meeting tonight, so their March meeting does not coincide with ours, so he hopes to be able to make it here for March. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
Good to hear. Thank you for that. Thanks for meeting with them. Our PTA liaison, Ms. Sadowski.
Thank you. I'll start with the primary school. Right now, they just finished up, as of today, Read Across America starts tomorrow. They finished up their month of kindness as of today, where they had Spirit Week activities, they had kindness bingo that they had to fill out. It was very nice. I think it came across very well with the kids. Right now they have a Gertrude Hawk fundraiser going on until the beginning of April. And they have a Blossom Ball that is scheduled for April 1st outside in the parking lot. They're going to do DJs and bubbles and crafts for the kids. And they're already starting to talk about Fun Day, which is Friday, June 3rd, with the rain date of the 10th. For the elementary school, they have 2 fundraisers going on. They have discount cards that they're selling, and they're also planning on selling spiritware. I know a lot of people are looking for spiritware. So if you know anybody, the information is in the ERAM and on Facebook. And they have a couple of different things coming up. They have their spring dance, which is April 8th. Fun Day, again, coming up on June 9th. Their rain date is June 14th. And they are also planning for 5th grade fun night, which will take place on June 17th. And that's all I have. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much. Our South River Public Library liaison, Mr. Budzen.
On March 1st at 6 p.m. they're having the Dr. Seuss Magic Show. Their second biannual bake sales and book sale is April 12th to the 15th. And April 27th, the library and the South River Historical Society will have a Doughboy presentation about the statue, a monument at the old library. And they'll have an exhibit after that at the library about the Doughboy. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you very much. South River Foundation for Educational Excellence. Mr. Nielsen, were you going to find her?
I was trying, of course, as soon as I said, I see her every day, but since I said that on Friday, I haven't seen her. So, I have not. If I find out anything, I'll email Superintendent, and hopefully she can disperse that information to the board.
Okay, thank you. And with Mr. Rashatar's departure, resignation, we will need somebody that can be the liaison to that committee, so if anybody wants to think about that. And now our student board representative, Ms. Townshend.
Thank you. I have nothing to report tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any old or new business to come before the board this evening?
I'd like to welcome Ms. Youngyao. As you heard, we all spoke very highly of Dade. You made the same impression on me the other night with your interview. So I think we made a great choice in filling his seat. And again, welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Parton, do you have anything to report for us?
Ms. Zurcher covered the updates in the federal and state mandates, and it looks like we're a go for Monday, March 7th, assuming nothing else changes. On the personnel issue of the night, we are not going into executive session tonight. We do not have an update for you on that, but we will have action probably for you on your March agenda within the board's authorization. You will be notified by email when we have developments.
Thank you. And on to payment of the bills, Ms. Lowe.
Thank you.
The Finance Committee recommends that all bills presented, having been certified by the school business administrator, board secretary, be paid as listed, and I so move.
Motion by Ms. Lowe,
Second.
second by Mr. Nielsen. Any questions on any of the bills? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, we are now going to open the meeting up once again for visitors, and the public may address any concern or comment that they have for the board. If you come up, please state your name and address, and just remember that your comments are limited to 10 minutes. Anyone from the public wishing to speak on first call, on second call, and on third call? We'll move this public session, we will close this public session, and seeing as how we have no executive session, a motion for adjournment is in order.
Nielsen.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen,
Second.
second by Ms. Sadowski, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.